Hello YouTube friends, welcome to my channel. My name is Deidre from our Upcycled Life. Today I'm going to do a winter theme wooden sign. I'm going to do my napkin burning decoupage technique on a snowflake that I got from the dollar store and a scrap piece of wood that I'm going to make into a sign. It turned out completely adorable and it's so easy to do. I threw in a couple different painting techniques too, so I hope you enjoy and let's get started. Okay, this is what we're going to use to make the sign today. I picked up this snowflake at Dollarama. It was $1.50, and this tissue paper, and I'm going to do a decoupage burning technique on this snowflake, and it's fantastic. If you haven't seen my other video where I did the MDF words with that technique, it is so cool and game changer. But I'm going to show you today how I'm going to do it with tissue paper on the snowflake. And I found this piece of wood actually in the dump wood pile. It already actually had this nailed onto it, which makes a fantastic stand for the sign. And I'm going to do a couple different painting techniques on this too before I put the graphics on it. So let's get started. The first thing I'm going to do is paint this all with a coat of black chalk paint. I like using a dark color as the base coat. You can use a stain or paint, but I like the real rustic look. So when I sand, that black or that dark color stain peeks through. So I'm just going to go ahead and paint this whole thing with the black chalk paint. Next step, I just have some candle wax. And I'm just going to rub the candle wax all around the outside, anywhere where you would think that the wood would look aged and kind of wear off the paint. I'm going to put some right down the crack there. And I'm also going to put a light coat across the whole top, just to have some colors show through. Now I want to kind of keep with the snowflake kind of color theme with the tissue paper. It's got a little bit of blue in it, a little bit of white. So I'm going to just use some acrylic paint. This is Copenhagen blue, and I'm just going to paint it over that surface where I just put the candle wax. The blue is completely dried. Now I'm going to take candle wax again, and you can see everything is a mess. I'm not happy unless I have paint all over me. I'm going to take that candle wax and again go over all the corners. You can be aggressive, put lots or little, just depends on what kind of look you're going for. I'm kind of going for a really rustic look, and I'm going to add some more of the blue, but I wanted a little bit of a lighter color, so I added a little bit of some white chalk paint and mixing that in with it, and then I'm going to put that over top of this. I think it's going to give it a really neat vintage looking piece of wood when I'm all finished. And I'm not worrying about hitting every place because I want it kind of to peek through when I sand it all down. So I'm just going to let this dry now. Now this coat's completely dry. Again, candle wax. I'm going to go all over, be really aggressive with it. I know this looks kind of sketchy, but when it's all finished, it's so worth it. Okay, now I'm going to take my white chalk paint and put the final coat over the whole top. Okay, this is completely dry. Now I'm going to show you a little trick that I like to do when I'm using my candle wax. I like to take my heat gun and I like to warm it all up so you're kind of melting the wax on each of those layers. And then I like to take a scraper or like a razor scraper, whatever you have that's handy. And then while it's still warm, we're going to scrape off any of that wax, and it's going to leave those different colors kind of popping through. So I'm going to work away on that. Now the wax is still warm, and you can see I'm just taking my scraper and just kind of scraping along. And wherever there was any wax, it's going to scrape off. And you can be as aggressive as you want, or you can just do it lightly. Just kind of depends on what kind of effect you want to have on your wood. I'm going to try and get a real kind of rustic look on this. So I'm just going to scrape away quite aggressively. and bring up all those different colors. And you can see here, see that wonderful effect that it gives? I'm just going to keep working away at it. I've got it pretty close to how I want it, but I'm going to take it outside and I'm going to take my sander to it so I can kind of sand around the edges a bit more. And then when I bring it back in, I'll show you the finished base for my snowflake sign. I got it all sanded and I'm really happy with the vintage chippy look. But I remembered I had a can of silver spray paint that I think is going to look fantastic with the tissue paper that I'm going to use on the snowflake. So I think I'm going to take this and just hold it really far away and then just give a light spray just to give little speckles of silver on it. Okay, I love the way that turned out. It just gave it a little bit of a sparkle sheen. It's perfect. Now I'm ready to work on the snowflake. I'm going to give it a coat of black spray paint first as the base, and then I'm going to layer a little bit of paint on top of spray paint before I do the napkin burning technique. The black spray paint is all dry. Now, if you're going to decoupage a tissue paper or a napkin, when you're using a dark colored base, the napkin will not show through as nice. So you want to make sure your top coat is a light color, so when you decoupage it on, your napkin will show up better and pop. Okay, the snowflake is all dry. Now we're ready to decoupage on the tissue paper. Now this will work with one sheet of a napkin or tissue paper, but I find if you use anything thicker than that for this technique, it does not work all that great. You need to have a really thin piece of paper to do the burning technique. I'm out in my shed, the door's wide open. Make sure if you're doing it indoors, it's well ventilated. Have a water bottle or a squirt bottle handy in case you have a flare up or a little dish of water. Just use the precautions because you are going to be using a flame. I'm going to decoupage with my Mod Podge mat, and I'm just going to put a light coat over all of the snowflake, getting right out to the edges. That's what's really important with this technique, is you get that Mod Podge right out to the edge. And then once we get this all covered, we're going to lay the tissue paper on top and make sure that we get all the wrinkles and all the bubbles out of it and have it nice and flat and smooth. If you put on too much Mod Podge, it will wrinkle and bubble, but you want to make sure that you have enough on that it's going to adhere properly. Okay, we're going to take that piece of tissue paper and lay it down nice and flat and press it right into that Mod Podge. Okay, and we don't need all of this extra tissue paper hanging off the edges to burn off, so I'm just going to trim around and get rid of all that excess tissue paper. I've got all the extra cut off, and now you want to take a pair of scissors or a knife and just poke a hole in all those spaces where there's a hole. Just make sure that you get it all the spots, and then we're ready to do the magic. Now, you don't want to let the Mod Podge dry. You want to do this while it's still wet. You're just going to take your lighter, you're going to start it, and then just watch it goes right in all around the edges. Watch your fingers. Make sure you're being really careful. And it might go out, and if it does, you just relight and start again. And this is why you need to have those little holes cut, because then the flame can get right into the middle of them. And isn't that so cool? Right? Edges right up, really nice and neat. Completely done. And look how amazing that is. All nice and crisp and burned. I have a little bit of Mod Podge that's kind of dripped along the sides that I'll clean up. But other than that, it looks perfect. And I'm just going to put a coat of Mod Podge, just light, all over the top. And this is all ready for my sign. I'm going to do my Mod Podge reverse graphic transfer method. This is the graphic that I'm going to use. It is available in my Etsy store. If you want to grab it, you can use it. It's already reversed. The file's ready to go. Make sure you use the code SAVE50 so you can get 50% off of it. And I've printed this off on my LaserJet printer, and I'm just going to cut it to size that I need it for the sign and then apply it. This is sat and it's all dry, and now we're ready to rub the paper off. I'm just going to take my rag just so it's just damp enough so you can start to see the graphics, and then we're going to rub off the paper. All finished. I'm going to seal it up with a polyacrylic sealer, water-based in satin, and then attach the snowflake. I'm just going to put a light coat over the whole sign, seal it up really well, and let it dry. Polyacrylic is all dry, so I'm just going to apply some hot glue on the snowflake and attach it to my sign, and then it's all finished. And there's the sign all completed using the napkin burning technique to do the snowflake. I did some candle wax painting techniques, the Mod Podge reverse graphic transfer for the graphics, and it created a beautiful sign for the winter. And if you really like this video, make sure to like and subscribe. And if you like this video, you'll probably really like the next one too. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.